start over there with your question.
Yeah, we'll just go one by one, go this way, and then we'll start over. Good. Okay, sounds good.
All right, well.
When you're ready. No pressure.
As your resident hype man
Yes,
from
please.
San Diego to here, I thought of the perfect question, so
Uh-oh.
everyone's zooming on his face.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a good one. My opinion, no one does villain dialogues like you and villain diatribes like you.
Okay.
So what was it like to step in to do that with Megatron in Transformers 25? Because opening that book with that was second to none.
Thank you. I mean, I have to give credit to Jorge Corona for illustrating that story and really like bringing the power and fury of Megatron to life. But I don't know. I think to start our run on the book, it just seemed like a good time to key in on Megatron and kind of restate, kind of what was going on and give him like a marquee moment. Thought it'd be fun if he was punching Devastator. It's possibly pushing his strength a little bit too much, but I thought it was worth the moment. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of define that character. He hasn't been in the book very much. He showed up towards the tail end of Daniel's run, and I think he's a huge part of the core of what makes Transformers, and that relationship between him and Optimus Prime is definitely something that's going to be a core aspect of the book going forward, and it seemed like a nice time to feature him.
Love it.
Cool.
Okay, Terrell, Big O About Media. It's been like a year since we last had a conversation about the whole.
I've missed you so much.
Thank you. The Energon Universe. How have you guys been? I guess like keeping this all together. Obviously, storyboards and stuff like that without like crossing wires. Like, hey, did we forget that this character wasn't supposed to be here? Like, and how's the reception for everything been over this past year for everything done?
Reception is good. The line is still very strong. We hit some really crazy numbers with Transformers 25. The sales more than doubled for that issue, which when you're hitting your 25th issue to have and the sales on Transformers have been high across the board. So that's a big number. And so we feel very bullish about the health and life of this line, so that's really exciting. As far as keeping it all straight, we have Editor Supreme Ben Abernathy, who's floating around here. He's talking over there. Who is making sure the trains run on time, but also like helping the writers keep track of their stories and all that stuff. And myself and Josh and Daniel Warren Johnson before he left us. But we're all fans of each other's books, and so it's easy when it's a small and manageable line, and we're all reading each other's issues and talking about them, and asking questions about them and things like that. And so we're all like constantly talking about the little details and making sure that everything is tightly plotted and working. Shared universes are a lot of fun. I think there's nothing that's a bigger bummer in comics than when you're reading a shared universe and you're like, wait a minute, that guy can't be doing that because they established this in this other book, and it's always upset me as a fan when companies are like, don't worry about it. We're trying to be very very deliberate and make sure that our universe holds together in a really cool way. So we do put a lot of effort into that. So
it definitely bothers me like when don't follow your own rules. Like you can't establish a certain level of time travel and then just decide next issue you're going to throw that away. I'm just giving that as an example. But thank you. I appreciate you for keeping it in order.
Cool.
KM Nerd Initiative. The Energon Universe is now 2 years old and doing fantastic work all across the board. For each of you, what has been your favorite moment as a creator or a fan?
I'll go first to let you guys think of your answer, I guess.
Thank you.
I don't know. I think that one of my favorite moments in Transformers was that opening scene in the Ark when they're fighting and RC and Spike are pushing Optimus Prime's gun to try and help Optimus Prime. They don't know who Optimus Prime is. Optimus Prime doesn't know who they are. It just so succinctly set up the relationship between the Autobots and the humans in such a stunningly visual way. It's one of Daniel Warren Johnson's superpowers, able to come up with scenes like that. And I think it really kind of set the tone for the Energon Universe as a whole. Josh is doing a lot of great stuff in G.I. Joe. I think that, his major contribution to the Energon Universe was using Energon to power the blue lasers from Cobra's guns and kind of bringing that in from the cartoon for the first time in like G.I. Joe comic book history. So I think that stuff was just great. And there's been some great moments with Destro that he's done that I just love that character. So yeah, I'm just going to say every issue of Void Rivals.
All right.
No, well, yeah, I think, I mean, as a fan, just the start of the book, just having Daniel doing that for first arc, like, just immediately hooks you up into the series, and then getting to work with him. I think there were 2 moments that I was like, which was when we brought back Jetfire, and then he's trapped in his, like, vehicle mode, and basically is like, I cannot see the stars, and like that whole moment just destroyed me emotionally. And then later on, I mean, obviously there was a lot of like cathartic moments at the end of the run, but the My Boy moment where like Optimus is with Sparky, and that was another one that I was like reading the script and I was like, I better nail this, because this has such weight to it that it was really important for me to make sure that everyone else would read it the way it was meant to. So I think that was the best part about working behind the scenes, and then getting to work on our Pat kind of Megatron moment. Yeah, where it was just like, how can we make this guy as imposing as he can be. So again, it's just fun. It's also robots punching each other basically. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess my favorite part so far that I've been able to be part of is maybe Skybound's like journey. It's like a side story, like for the main arc. But I've always been able to spend a little more time on those scenes, and I really like. I just like what you've done with them. I think it's like a lot of clarity. Like, there's a great humor to his journey, but there's also a darkness that I really love.
My contribution has been so little to the
It's a
books.
fandom.
Yes, so I'm very new. But there's a panel that I really like where Cliff Jumper is pushing the middle fingers. So that was a great panel. When I saw that, it just makes me just realize how different the book is, how these characters do these things that you never thought that they would do. It's great.
What up? Almega Comic Crusaders. Now, 2 years ago, I asked you guys a question about a certain IP. And now I'm very excited, because how much fun is it secretly weaving Mask into this expanding universe? But for real, bro. So fans expect full-blown crossover chaos soon? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, not so secretly weaving, but I guess for a while secretly. It's cool. It's great that Hasbro's allowing us to use those characters to kind of expand the Energon Universe and add some different characters that aren't necessarily from G.I. Joe and Transformers. And I like that they're showing up in G.I. Joe and Transformers like naturally and organically, and it's not like this it's not like this concerted effort to like, okay, we're going to launch this Mask book and you're going to read these, like making them a part of the universe, making them integrated, interacting with Transformers and G.I. Joe characters as if it's completely normal for them to be in this universe. The goal is that this Energon universe feels like a Marvel universe or the DC universe, where you can have Silver Surfer show up and Doctor Strange show up, and maybe they don't have a book at the time, but they are a part of the universe. And I think having characters that can operate that way and add more to the series when they show up is great. And I love those characters. Being able to write Miles Mayhem is super cool and super fun.
That show up in that issue, man, monster, bro. Awesome, bro. That blew my mind. I was like, oh, finally, really? I love you, Venom. Venom and Bullet, so thank you.
Yeah. I love how he wears his utility belt on the outside of his jacket.
I'm taking lessons.
Chapter Dead Comic Watch. Are you guys facing any challenges, using these beloved properties that, most people grew up with, and pushing the boundaries of the characters, but not taking them to an extreme where they're unrecognizable? Are there any, guidelines that you give yourself that say, we want to keep the characters, within these parameters, but we want to kind of push?
Yeah. I mean, I think tonally we're trying to, just keep it in line with what's come before to a certain extent. I mean, these were toys meant for children that have kind of like taken on a life of their own and grown into like very complex and cool and intriguing and interesting stories. And so we want to honor that. We would never do anything to, damage the brand. Like, that's as important to us as it is to Hasbro, which is what makes this relationship work really well, I think. And Hasbro is not new to like doing comic books, and so they have been they've been really great with like working with us and knowing what it is that we're trying to do, and it's a really great relationship, and we're doing a lot of cooperation. That's really cool. But yeah, I mean, we are trying to show these characters in a new light, put a fresh coat of paint on them, do some cool stuff with them that people may not expect. We're not really pushing the boundaries into like mature storytelling. I don't think that kind of stuff is necessary.
And also trying not to make the characters something they aren't.
Right. I mean, it's important to us that, when Cliffjumper is talking and behaving, that's a Cliffjumper that you recognize, and there's a history to that character that you feel is being paid tribute to, and there's 1,000 different characters, but we are working very hard to make sure that that's the case with every single individual character.
It's funny you say that. You mentioned a comment about this is robots like punching each other, but you guys have put in the painstaking effort to essentially put the skin over the robots and make them feel like real people, real characters. And like I said, nothing in real life really affects me emotionally that much, but when I'm reading fiction, I'm vested into these characters. So I'm waiting for that next issue to hit the shelf. I want to know like what's going on. This is appointment comic book for me. And you guys have been doing an incredible job like making these characters feel as real as possible.
Very cool.
Can I ask Dan a question real quick?
Sure.
Dan, your art always hits like a Michael Bay moment, but with storytelling soul. So how do you keep that balance with illustrating epic robotic warfare?
I don't know. I don't see myself like trying to. I just try to finish the page. My work for the day.
He's too humble, man. You're a monster, bro.
It's a real problem.
But I appreciate that you think is. I don't know. These characters are.
Usted no conoce los Transformers de esa manera. De verdad. Come on, papi, por favor. Tú eres un monstruo, tú dibujas. Eres brutal, fíjate, bro. You're un fanático.
Dan, hire this guy right now.
I've been a fan, and it's an honor to be able to draw the characters. So I just do it with pleasure, and with my kids at my side. They are asking me questions about what's the new robot that I'm drawing, because they like the Transformers, but they don't know so much. So they are learning with me while I'm reading Robert's script. So it's very fun.
It's a very different Dan Mora behind closed doors. He speaks of himself in the third person. He's always like, Dan Mora is here. Someone bring Dan Mora a water. Dan Mora's the greatest.
What's on your writer like that you have like when you go from con to con? What are your necessities that you make Robert?
Only brown M&Ms, which is weird because most people don't like those.
Well, it's less artificial coloring, right? I think we're wrapping up soon, but I was going to ask everyone.
Slip another one in.
Yeah, it's
who knows?
Well, I'll slide it in. You guys obviously a big shake-up in the Energon Universe, rotating. Is it, new names, new faces? Is it a bittersweet to say goodbye to like Void Rivals for you, obviously, for example?
I'm not saying goodbye to Void Rivals. You've got bad information.
Sorry. But to kind of go, jump on different projects with everyone, is that like a bittersweet mixed with, an excitement to kind of take on new characters and?
I mean, personally, I was very upset that Daniel Warren Johnson's run was ending. I would much rather be reading a Transformers comic than writing one. As much as I am having fun, it was just a joy every month as a fan to be able to sit down and read that book. That said, I've loved Transformers for as long as I can remember. Absolutely dying to, get to work in this universe and write that stuff. And it is a little bit bittersweet, but I am very excited about it. And now that I'm writing Transformers and Void Rivals at the same time, like I'm just getting more Energon Universe, which is really cool. And now I feel like I'm just going to keep talking and make this as long as possible because I can tell we're trying to change tables. Shannon's getting annoyed.
Yeah.
But,
and I would like to say,
I just really, I love working with these guys. I'm gonna miss Jorge Corona, but yeah, it's great.
You guys rock, baby.